Hello, my friends. Happy Mother's Day. Welcome to another edition of the Console Overwatch Multi-Tier Tournament. We're taking a delve into Tier 5 here today as we have two absolute, clash of the Titans here. This is Aang taking on Fire Lord Ozai. This is Thor up against Hulk here right now. You have the number 1 seed, undefeated Gillettes, sitting at 6-0, taking on the number 2 seed, 5-1, no sympathy, cracked crackers. And man, I am looking forward to this one. I am pulling the one-man army thing here today, so forgive me if you get some brief pauses here in the audio. Might get a touch of dead air, but I'm going to do my best to fill up all the space. Just take a quick look here at map pool for Week 7. We're going to start off on Oasis for your control map. We are then headed to Numbani, followed by Hanamura for your assault, and rounded out with Rialto for our 4-map set. And then a quick glance at the hero pool this week, most notably no Mercy, no hit scans. So this is definitely throwing some wrinkles into some compositions that we have seen here in Week 7. We'll see how these two teams, well, we'll see how they adapt coming into today. For Gillettes, your starting 6 will consist of Alucard and Asuna. In your DPS role, Trzynka and Cosmic will be your tanks here for Gillettes. Bubble and Arm, your supports. On the side of No Sympathy Crackers, we're going to have Jup and Ripple are your DPS. Chicken and Cameroon, formerly of Kinetics, the team that just went through that unstoppable run during the offseason. And then we're going to have Awesome Boy and Bry as your supports here for No Sympathy today. And without further delay, without further ramblings from yours truly, let's get into map number 1. Let's get this epic bout started here as we head to Oasis. I think this could be an absolute preview of what we might see in the finals. Most certainly, both these teams will no doubt make it to playoffs, and we will see them in postseason. Oh, you know what? I better make sure. I am so not used to hosting games.
Ready for battle.
Make sure I get all the I's dotted and T's crossed here. I have my slow camera on.
5, 4, 3.
All right. Without further ado, let's get into map number 1.
Round 1.
We will have Gillettes in the blue jerseys. No Sympathy Crackers starting us off in the red. Looks like Jup and Ripple bringing out the Echo and the May, respectively, taking up the high ground here to start things off. They are going up against a Reaper Soldier on the other side. Both teams bringing out the Reinhardt here. So far, you just got Jup putting a little pressure down onto the high ground while the rest of Crackers are sitting back behind the center pillar, avoiding the LOS from that high ground. But Gillettes are going to go ahead and drop down, put some pressure on, move forward. But they got to be careful. Maywall's going to split the Reinhardt off from the rest of the team. But it is Asuna coming up with first kill. Taking the Echo out of the sky. Giving Gillettes a slight advantage here on the objective. But neither team overly dissuaded thus far. Here we go with a big pin. Arm is down. Large source of healing and sustain now missing there for Gillettes. Followed up with a nice fire strike. Chicken looking to take matters in his own hands as he already has an Earthshatter online ready to go. But Trzynka coming up on one of his own. Oh, Trzynka gets hammered before he gets a chance to press Y. And the main tank here from Crackers absolutely pop it off. That's going to give No Sympathy first control to start things off here on Oasis. Mentioned Earthshatter online for both teams. We are going to get a sound barrier coming up on Awesome Boy. Arm with the Coalescence ready to go. I don't know if Bride just made the swap or if I missed him using Coalescence. I'm willing to bet he just made the swap. Though I did miss that one. Apologies for that, friends. Earthshatter coming out on the side of Gillettes. 3 people falling under the weight of that hammer. We'll see if the follow-up is there. Trzynka charging in, trying to get it, but no such luck. And now we're going to get the Blizzard coming out from the other side. Blizzard freezing up multiple members of Gillettes, and the cleanup is there for Crackers as they maintain control. Now with a host of ultimates online. Ripple going, sticking with this May here. Both DPS ultimates used on the side of Crackers. We did get the Earth Shatter coming out on the side of Gillettes, but they will have Sound Barrier as well as Tac Visor, and of course that Death Blossom coming online. Wraith form user, here comes the Coalescence out of the side of Crackers. Oh, and he gets burned down. Cameroon dropping the self-destruct in. Bry burning down the Reaper before he gets a chance to press the Y button. And so far, no Sympathy in handily winning City Center right now, just in complete control. Self-destruct, the only ultimate used out of the side of the Crackers there in that last engagement. Gillettes trying to answer back, dropping on a point with Death Blossom. That finds Jump. Now trying to put pressure down onto the Diva and gets the D-Mac on the Diva. Alucard follows it up with a nice kill onto the Reinhardt, onto the Moira. Alucard, my goodness, coming through the 5K on the Reaper. And they are going to reclaim City Center here. Gillette's finally getting some progress started, but not before Crackers got 99% on the board here. NSCC with the tools in the bank here to retake. Gillette's still a couple men down, so they're just going to have to play conservative, wait for the reinforcements to return to battle. No Sympathy going up to the high ground. Just going to give their Echo a little room to work here. Duplicate online, ready to go. Looking for that Reinhardt, I'm guessing. Bubble's going to prevent that momentarily, but Bubble goes away. Here comes the duplicate. The Rein falling from the sky and now going swinging for the fences. As Jump gets the benefit of that Sound Barrier as well. Sound Barrier's out on both sides. Tac Fire used from Asuna, but doesn't find much before getting taken out. 1-for-1 trade there. Alucard's going to pick up himself another kill. Still holding that Death Blossom in his pocket and doesn't have to use it. Gillette's able to fend off the assault, maintain control. 53% and counting on the board. They do a good job of weathering the ults, maintaining their strong positioning here on City Center. I'd say roughly 2 more attempts here for Crackers to steal it back. They're going to throw up the wall to prevent the escape. Blizzard coming out. Bry dropping a Coalescence into the mix as well. Jump gets the final blow on Strazinka. Arm in Arm finds himself a D-Mac, though. We do finally get the spin to win. The Death Blossom comes out from Alucard. I know spin to win's technically a Wrecking Ball term, but hey, it works there too. The Coalescence coming out from Gillette's as well. They find a couple kills on the back of those ultimates. But they got to worry about Chicken going in deep. Ripple right there with him to back him up. They get a pair of kills each, and now they flip this thing over. 94-99. Overtime work is a burning, but here comes the Gillette tanks. Alucard right in tow. Coming in with the shotgun, trying to put pressure down onto the Reinhardt on the other side, but Chicken able to back away. First shatter available here for Strazinka. How is he going to use it? Oh, he's going to find 3 with that. Oh, huge shatter coming out from Strazinka, and the kills coming through to back it up. Self-destruct thrown into the mix there from Cam, but it won't be enough. The rest of this team has already fallen behind. Jump making the dupe over to a Reinhardt here, but immediately focused down. And I think Gillette's might have just stolen this thing away. In the final hour, they come back in with a vengeance. Just 3 members, the 2 tanks and Alucard on the Reaper. They storm in and steal the point.
Score 1-0. Ready for battle.
Check this out. Reinhardt, you said you would arm wrestle me. Nervous?
Now we're headed to University. Gillette's looking a bit shaky out of the gate, going down 99-0, but they get control. They bring it all the way back. Very good defense, weathering the ults coming out from the side of Crackers. And they're able to maintain. Steal away a 1-0 lead here as we head into University. We are going to get Asuna swapping over to the Tracer. Alucard onto the Reaper, well, sticking with the Reaper, should I say. Not much change coming out of Crackers here. Jump's going to stick with the Echo. And in fact, does get first kill. Trzynka drops, and what an important kill that is. No front line left standing here. And now Gillettes struggling to find position on the point. Jump coming up with 3 kills so far here in this first engagement to open things up on University. And it should be No Sympathy getting the point, and they do indeed get percentage started. No casualties there on the side of Crackers. As once again, they start things off very strong. They'll have Coalescence here in this fight. Not much else to speak of. Asuna making a swap off of the oh, shoot. I'm spacing on what he was even on before. It was the Tracer. Coming off of the Tracer going on to the Soldier here. Apparently, I need more coffee, friends. All right, Coalescence coming out on the side of Crackers, but Asuna able to pick Jump out of the sky, but once again, Trzynka falls the first victim here on the side of Gillettes. They've got to do a better job of keeping the Reinhardt alive if they want to retake this point. Alucard trying to go in and play the hero, but thinks better of it, forced to Wraith form out. And No Sympathy. They are going to maintain control with, well, relative ease here. Now they've got Self-Destruct, Sound Barrier, as well as Duplicate coming online, or Duplicate, depending on how you view it. Coalescence coming out the side of Gillettes. Maywall there to divide off the Warrior from the rest of the team. Does finally burn through, and this fight is in all kinds of broken. You have the Zarya and the Soldier trying to battle it out on the right-hand side. Alucard in the main tank here for Gillettes fighting out in the middle. Both pairs win their duels, and Gillettes will take this point. We had the Earthshatter used there from Chicken, but all 5 ults online. We're going to have everything but Coalescence here for the defending team. Well, I say defending team. Gillettes, as they're looking to hold this point. Alucard hiding in the corner, does get the Death Blossom off. Moira gets taken out, but Alucard taken for a ride. Trade the Moira for the Reaper. Asuna's going to strike back. He's going to take out the other healer. No more support standing here on the side of No Sympathy. Asuna with his Tac Visor ready to go. Does he even need to use it? Does look like No Sympathy's going to path around into the small room. Cosmic's going to go ahead and drop the Graviton Surge into the mix. 2 kills come through on the back of that. Chicken goes down. Briar returns to the fight, but it is immediately deleted. And it's back to the drawing board here for the Crackers. They did a good job of holding their ults. They used the Duplicate there. Chicken does get his Earthshatter online and ready to go. Now we're getting Blizzard coming out on the side of No Sympathy right over the point. Trzynka goes down. I'm not even sure the Blizzard was necessary there. Cosmic gets focused as well. Ripper with a nice headshot. Chicken in there swinging the hammer down. And this is going to be a flip with 73-73. No Sympathy flips it right back over. And this fight is as close as they come. Ultimates thrown in from both sides, but No Sympathy able to hold on to their tank ultimates here, giving them a slight advantage in that regard. Coming back in, we get the Earthshatter coming out from Chicken. He was hiding on the side. Only got 1. Was it enough? Trzynka able to find the kill onto Jump, and then follows it up with a nice kill onto the Lucio. Now he's going to throw his own Earthshatter down. That one got blocked, but it doesn't matter. Asuna still getting the shots down, snuck in behind the shield, found the nice flank angle. And Gillettes, they get this thing flipped yet again. And with how long these fights have been drawing out, I think we are in last fight territory here. 85% for Gillette. Self-destruct online here for No Sympathy. Closest thing is going to be a Death Blossom here for Gillette, as they're looking to fend off this last assault, see if they can take map 1. Or can No Sympathy steal it back, send us to a round 3. Coalescence coming out. As the tanks move in, try to create space. Alucard is going to take out Jump, though. He's not able to find the angle he was looking for. They got to be careful. Here comes the Death Blossom right over the point. Chicken, he tries to back away, but no such luck. He's going to go down. Arm finding the better end of the duel against the counterpart Moira, and that is going to close out Oasis. Gillette keeping it tight, but emerging victorious in the end. They're going to take a 1-0 lead here to start things off.
Play of
All right, I'm going to take a quick break, set up for Numbani. Y'all don't go anywhere. We'll see you back here on our hybrid map. So we are headed into map number 2 here in this Clash of the Titans in the T5 division. Gillettes 6-0 taking on the 5-1 Crackers. Gillettes coming up with a 2-0 victory there on Oasis. But we're headed into hybrid. We'll see if No Sympathy can bounce back here. Did have a couple subs coming in, as we're going to have Jaeger coming in the DPS role, substituting for Ripple on the side of No Sympathy. And then on the side of Gillettes, we have XQC owns Xbox coming in for Alucard, also in the DPS role. So little swaps there. We'll see if that's a big difference maker here as we head into Numbani. Take a quick look at our map pool there. Super tight map 1. Just when you thought No Sympathy was going to run away with it, coming up with good leads on both City Center and University. Gillette's able to bring it right back and emerge with the victory. Seemingly pulling dubs out of nowhere. Gillette's starting off strong. Taking a look ahead at Week 8, we will be getting rid of the hero bans for Week 8. I believe for Week 9 as well. Though I'm not exactly sure on that. I'm still unclear on how the hero bans are affecting CGL. I heard at one point that they were bringing them back for Week 9, and then I heard that they're just going to forego hero bans altogether. Still a little unclear. I'm not an admin. I just work in production. And then, of course, we won't have any hero bans as we head into postseason. So, it makes sense to me to just run regular for Week 9, no hero bans. But, that's just me. I don't write the rules. I just follow them. See, I was trying to see if I could pull up a list of our maps here for Week 8. They're not in the standard spot. It looks like they've reorganized the way, they're advertising that stuff. Yeah, let's see if I can find a different. While I'm looking for map pools, just a reminder here, this is Seed 1 versus Seed number 2. And, playoff implications just running through and through here. I do believe that Flying Gorillas lost yesterday, so they moved to 5-2. So a win here would put No Sympathy right there at the top. They're just a couple of map points behind Gillettes. I believe 4 map points behind. So even if No Sympathy pulls out the rest of this match, I think Gillettes will still technically be in the number 1 slot. It looks like next week's maps are too buried. Never mind that idea. We're just going to get right into the next round. Fail. I was trying to give you a preview of Week 8 here, but things weren't organized the way I expected them to be.
Traveling to Numbani.
My information was not in the right slot. What can I say, chat? What can I say?
Initiate.
Well, you know what I can say? Is we're just going to get into Numbani. Let's get into hybrid. We'll see if our DPS lineup changes can be the difference maker here for No Sympathy, as they will be starting us off on the attack. And I've heard it both ways. Here in production, we put the teams in order that they're posted. However we see them, that's the order you'll see on your screen. But I'm always curious whether teams prefer to attack first or defend first. I've heard different, philosophies on this. So y'all let me know in chat. What do you prefer? Do you prefer to attack first, set the bar, or do you prefer to defend first and see if you can put up a good hold, start things off, and then you have your very known win condition? Well, Gillette's starting off on the defense here with a little bit of the Echo Soldier here in the defense. Bringing out the Ryan Zarya, Moira, Lucio once again. No surprises there. On the other side of things, looks like we're going to get a little bit of the Ryan Sigma coming out here from No Sympathy. And they're bringing us the Echo Tracer. An interesting lineup. The Sigma, I think, typically wants to sit back and just kind of stay within a 10-meter radius of your Reinhardt, as No Sympathy is wasting 0 time. They passed right underneath Hotel, jumping right onto the objective. Early Immortality Field coming out as they're trying to force the members of Gillette's back. Immortality Field gone in the safety net. No longer there. Shield of Crackers has well cracked, and they're going to be forced back here into the small room. Charge, counter charge coming through from the Reinhardts, and Cosmic able to take advantage. Finds the kill with Chicken lying down on the job. And this is going to be Gillette's putting up a good hold to start things off on the defense. In the meantime, they managed to build up an Earth Shatter. Coalescence ready to go here for the defense as well. Yega making the swap off the Tracer, going over to the Ash now, probably to help deal with the Echo in the skies. A little bit more long-range poke. And it looks like Bri had swapped out of the gate over to that Baptiste. He now has that Amplification Matrix online. Amplification coming out directly, but the Earth Shatter there from the other side. Trzynka goes charging in, able to find himself at least one before trading out. As soon as he's going to get the kill onto the Baptiste. But Gillette's missing their main tank. Small window of opportunity here for Crackers to push in. Albeit a very small window. As Trzynka spawned not too far away, as you can see him returning into the battle now. But we do have No Sympathy emerging on this high ground. Graviton Surge coming out is the follow-up there. Gravitic Flux coming out from the other side. XQC is going to dupe himself into that Sigma, see if he can get a Flux of his own. He does indeed. Down to 10 health. He does get the slam down. Cameroon and Bri down low, but heals coming through. But Sans main tank, they are going to struggle to push in through this small choke up at the top. And I do believe we are going to get a reset coming through out of No Sympathy. Chicken returning to battle. Earth Shatter in his pocket, ready to go. Duplication here for Jup. Pressure coming down onto the point as No Sympathy just going to slowly steal as much space as they can. Jup getting the better end of the duel against XQC, and he's going to duplicate into the Soldier. Try to put pressure down onto the actual 76. Run him off of that high ground. Here comes the sound barrier on the side of Gillette's as they look to hold on. Jup is going to get a little bit of attack visor here before it runs out. But there it goes. Nevertheless, the defense able to hold on momentarily. Attack visor comes out from Asuna. That finds Jup himself. And then the counter-strike back onto Chicken, and it looks like Gillette's with a good retake, and they don't even yield a single tick of progress. What a fantastic retake coming back in. They fall back, kite around, wait for the reinforcements to return, and then strike fiercely back onto the point, deny any progress, and now there's just 25 seconds on the clock. Yega tossing a bomb onto the objective. Looking to try to put some pressure down onto the Moira. Jup able to get first kill. And this is a good start. XQC flying too close to the Bob, and the Butler putting some work in. Now, we have both tanks missing here on the side of the defense, and it should be easy pickings for No Sympathy to run in and finally get this payload out of its resting spot here. A lot of ultimates forced out. Cameroon made the swap over to the Diva amidst that last engagement, or just prior to the last engagement. I like this change coming off of the Sigma. Oh, Asuna starting things off. Nice kill onto Jup there. That's going to allow Gillettes to push in and try to really pressure down the offense. Here comes the Earth Shatter from the other side. Earth Shatter got 3, but Sound Barrier coming out. Well, Sound Barrier was there for the attacking team, as a matter of fact. For first glance, thought that was Bubble Sound Barrier. No. That was awesome, boy. Trying to reinforce his team, allow No Sympathy the space they needed and the health they needed to clean up on that Earthshatter and put all this pressure down. Yeah, again, Chica coming up with a pair of kills on the back end. And No Sympathy have claimed all kinds of space here on the back of point B. Cameruner now 90% to self-destruct. Both DPS here on the side of No Sympathy, 90% toward their ultimates as well. Amplification Matrix still online, but they'll run into a couple of DPS ults on the other side. If Gillettes can play this fight slow enough, they'll have both support ults ready to go as well. Amplification Matrix to start things off. Windscar flying through it. Here comes the bomb on the side of the attacking team, but Graviton Surge in response. The Dragon's right there! Coalescence to help melt through. Picking up 3 kills apiece, and the defense, with a nice trifecta of ultimates, will send No Sympathy packing right back to the drawing board you go. Osuna now coming off of that Hanzo, going back over to the Soldier here after using those Dragons. Back onto the high ground he goes. Duplicates online for both sides. Self-destruct here for the defense. Earthshatter for the offense. I'm sorry, other way around. We're going to get jump duplicated into the Reinhardt, trying to charge down. Sound barrier coming out on the side of Gillettes. In fact, there are 4 Reinhardts on the field right now. Hammers everywhere. I don't believe it. This is just chaos. Earthshatter comes out from XQC. I think that will deny Jump his. No, Jump does finally get his off, but hits nothing but the Bubble of Cosmic. Now self-destruct coming out from Cameruner, but the shield of Trzynka is there, and Gillettes have managed to whittle this time down to nothing. Overtime Wick is a burning. Yega throws his Bob on the point. That's going to pick up 1, but Asuna strikes back, finding himself a kill as well. Bob is going to take out Trzynka. This should open things up a little bit here for Chicken and Company as he throws the Earthshatter over the point. 2 kills coming through. No more supports standing here for Gillettes. Now it's just XQC flying through the skies, trying to stall this thing out for the rest of his reinforcements to arrive. I don't think it's going to be enough as here comes the second point. And a little more time, a little pressure release valve there for No Sympathy. Asuna with Attack Visor online, Amplification Matrix here for the offense. This is going to be a pretty neutral fight. We'll see who can pull it out. Yega's made the swap over to the Doomfist here for the final point, and I like this. I like this a lot. And we're getting that Amp Matrix out early. Fire Strike coming from Chicken. Manages to get Bubble. Doesn't even need the Wind Scar. XQC strikes back, though. Picks off the Baptiste, so no more Immortality Field. Jump manages to get 1, but Trzynka trades out. Jump finds yet another, and the balance ever so slightly here in the favor of the attacking team, and Jump just cleaning house on this Echo, putting on a clinic. Holy cow, these abilities are not easy to land. Trust me, I have tried. And Jump just making it look easy. Gillette's stalling out, waiting for Trzynka to get back into battle here. Okay. He has now made it in. Here comes the Earthshatter. Earthshatter's huge. That's going to be a 3-man shatter, but the sound barrier out. Awesome Boy just barely able to get his ultimate out in time. Is it enough? Does not appear to be. As the kills start lightening up the feed here for Gillettes. 10 seconds on the clock, and I think they may have shut this thing down. With just 7 seconds, Cameruner's just in pilot form, and I'm not sure anybody from No Sympathy can get here to touch. Cameruner trying to loop around. He does. He procs the overtime. What a big play coming through for just a tiny little diva, but in the end, it may have been in vain, and 61 meters is indeed all No Sympathy will find here on Numbani.
Score 0-2. Switching sides. Initiating match.
So now it's Gillette's turn. Take to the offense. Win conditions set. They're able to stop them just shy. Wonderful holds all the way around. Forcing that clock down to less than 30 seconds on the opening attack. It's an overtime before No Sympathy is able to capture point B. And they just did a wonderful job of eating up that clock every step of the way there on the side of Gillette's. And well, the results speak for themselves. Putting up a good hold there, finally on point C. But now, no sympathy. Taken to the defense. Bringing us a little Ashe and Torbjorn. A few months ago, if you told me I was going to be seeing this composition here in May, I would have laughed in your face. But here we are, May 2020 Overwatch, and, you know, you get some Torbjorn. And frankly, it's not all that surprising.
I'm an easy man.
Bringing out the double shield here as well, Bry over to the Ana. So we'll be watching to see if this Ana pick can have a big impact. Looking for some good anti-nades. See if they can help control the flow of battle here. Gillette's coming through with the Tracer Echo, and they're pathing just through the bottom side of Hotel. They're going to blitzkrieg their way directly on the objective. After getting stalled out ever so slightly, Chicken right there to catch the aggression with a big old glove. Holy cow, Chicken swinging for the fences. Finds himself 3 in that endeavor. And, well, just puts an end to that assault very quickly. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face by a giant Reinhardt hammer. Asuna picking up a little bit of a moral victory there, able to take Yega out as he was coming out of spawn. Heads up play coming out of the Tracer. Now you've got the Lucio coming back to try to meet him, but Asuna lands headshots. That was red X's just on top of each other. Meanwhile, here comes the front line. Here comes the rest of Gillettes. You can't just worry about that Tracer. XQC flying in, putting some hurt down. Asuna on the point, lands a nice sticky bomb. Ana gone, and now turns his attention to the Orisa. Orisa taken out. Chicken did manage to win the Reinhardt duel, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Arm is throwing a Coalescence into the mix as well. Asuna catching Yega as he jumps down off the high ground there to greet him with a couple of machine pistols. And this is going to be a quick point. Hey, Asuna, lighten up that kill feed. What a great performance coming through on the Tracer here on point A.
Escort the payload.
Yega coming off of the Ashe, going on over to the Mei. So we're going to look at a little bit of a clockwork DPS lineup here, bringing out the Mei Torb. Asuna already halfway to his second pulse bomb. Gets chased off the high ground there by the Diva. We've also got Self-Destruct and Earthshatter online here for the attacking team. Nano Boost coming out onto Chicken. As he goes in swinging, they manage to get the kill onto Trazinka. Now they're putting pressure all the way down on the other side. He's going to charge into no man's land. Misses the pin. And now just shield hopping back. Fortunately, his shield does manage to survive, but just barely. Yego winning the duel against Asuna. That's a big pick. Now, no sympathy. Free to just focus all their attention here on this front corner. Molten Core at the ready. Jump getting aggressive here. Drops his supercharger down. Or his overcharge down. Whatever the name of that cooldown is. Chicken gets the better end of the duel with the Reinhardt. Gotta be careful for this Tracer in the back line. But the Torb there to catch him. Here comes the turret. Here comes the Pulse Bomb. Pulse Bomb misses. XQC had cloned. I didn't even see what he cloned into. He was taken out of the duplicate so fast. And this front line of no sympathy, they're putting up a heck of a hold here at the start of point B, not yielding an inch, making Gillette's fight for every single one of them. Inches, that is. But 2 support ults online here for Gillette's. We still got that Molten Core as well as an Earth Shatter here for the attacking team. Second Nano Boost coming out onto Chicken. He's going to throw that Shatter down. It caught one, and Asuna does eat the Fire Strike on the back end. Nice follow-through. XQC, actually both DPS are down here on the side of Gillette's, but nevertheless, they're going to go ahead and throw their Earth Shatter as well as a Self-Destruct into the mix. Neither finding much success, and now the Molten Core coming out on the other side. That is going to enable no sympathy to chase Gillette's all the way back to the spawn doors. Good hold coming through from the defense. Sound barrier available for both sides. Self-Destruct Blizzard online here for the defense. Not much to speak of for Gillette's. They're going to have to weather this Blizzard or just avoid it altogether. That will do. Now Sound barrier comes out. Trazinka trying to put the pressure down. XQC owns Xbox. He manages to burn down the Reinhardt. I think he denied the pin kill there from Trazinka. Hey, either way, better to have too much focus fire than too little. Speaking of too much focus fire, Cameroner taking the brunt end of a lot of it there. And Gillette's finally able to get this cart rolling through the streets phase. But a great job coming out of No Sympathy to just eat so much time off the clock after a pretty weak defense on point A. We are going to get the last second stall coming through as No Sympathy looks to hold on the back of point B. We got the nano boost on to Chicken. We have XQC cloning into a Reinhardt of his own. Two big hammers down here for Gillettes. But we're going to get a self-destruct out, force both of their shields up. Now here comes one Earthshatter. That one is blocked. Chicken weathering the first storm. Soundbarrier coming out on the side of the defense as they look to poke back the pressure. Dragon's coming through on the other side. That is both DPS ults used. Only one kill there for Gillettes. And No Sympathy doing a good job of eating a lot of time off the clock. Speaking of, we have just under 75 seconds here for Gillettes to make something happen, and they're starting to look really scattered here on the back of this fight. No Sympathy. They're able to weather the storm, and as the fight carried on, they're taking the edge here. And now we got one last solid chance here for Gillettes to push this thing into point B, lest we have a tie game. Not much to speak of in the ult department for Gillettes either. It looks like the Graviton Surge is the closest. Though a couple good swings, perhaps a nice Fire Strike will get the Earthshatter online here for Trzezinka. Molten Core coming out on the side of the defense. Jump able to find one with that, but Yega goes down. And he drops a 97% to his Dragons. Trzezinka with a nice charge is going to take jump out, and Asuna finds the kill on Debray. Graviton Surge comes out. That should clean up the rest. Second point on the board. A little more breathing room here for Gillettes. And they did use that Graviton Surge, but they did hold on to Coalescence as well as their Earthshatter. Dragon's online here for the defense. Nano boost going on to Chicken. He's going to go in swinging. Earthshatter coming out from the other side, but it does not hit the Reinhardt of No Sympathy. He's able to keep swinging. Not a whole lot of follow-up, but now the Dragons and the Coalescence, well, that's a different story. And Chicken cannot handle that onslaught of ultimates coming through. And now, as they round the final turn, Gillettes can smell victory here. Doesn't look like there's going to be a whole lot to stop him. No ults on the side of No Sympathy. Hanzo, somebody's got to get in touch. Okay, the Lucio and the Reinhardt managed to charge in at the final moment, but XQC once again cloning that Reinhardt. He's eating a lot of damage, but Cosmic and Bubble coming up with a pair of kills. XQC not able to get that Earthshatter down, but No Sympathy still on the back foot here and trying to scramble back from losses. Sound barriers coming out on both sides. Trzezinka making his way back into the fight, but he's not there yet. And the Earthshatter does find two is the follow-up there. Bubbles used. Jump. It is able to get the kill onto XQC, but that is the only victim of that Earthshatter. Yega coming up on some Dragons will be the next ultimate to watch out for. Jump up in the skies. Oh, and Asuna caught in a bad spot there, as he did not peel with the rest of his team and gets pounced upon, and now there's just 10 seconds on the clock. The rest of the Gillette's doing a good job of resetting here, acknowledging that they're going to have one last good push at this. The push and pull, the flow of water has been fantastic from both teams. Who is going to emerge victorious here in this final fight? Coalescence out from both sides. Jump clones the Reinhardt, but gets taken out immediately. Trades coming through, and as a final wish, Jump does get the kill going down onto XQC. Falls in with a nice kill onto Cosmic. Dragons coming out from the other side. And No Sympathy. They will hold on here and narrowly edge out Numbani. We are all tied up, my friends.
Play of the game. Surrender to my will.
Oh, this was the trifecta.
Triple kill. Quadruple kill.
May have been even a little bit of overkill, but hey, if it wins you the fight, it wins you the fight. And at the end of the day, that is priority number one. Before we get into talking about Hanamura, though, wanted to give a thank you to Joe Do coming through with the bit. Hey, every bit counts, and I really appreciate it. Also coming through with the dad joke. So here's a good one for you, and all the moans and groans you can direct at Joe Do. But we had You had a woman who was pregnant and fell into a coma, unfortunately. She wakes up 6 months later, and she's no longer pregnant, and she's freaking out and says to the doctor, my babies, my babies. He says, don't worry, both your babies are healthy. You had twins. And she's like, oh, my goodness, okay, what's going on? Well, the doctor tells her, well, your brother's looking after him. And she says, oh, no, my hillbilly brother? Why is he looking after him? Oh, no, I got to know, what did he name him? Well, the doctor says, well, he named your little baby girl Denise. And she's like, okay, Denise, I can handle that. That's not bad. What about the boy? Well, he named him DeNephew. All right, there you go. That was courtesy of Jodu. I hope you enjoyed it. With that behind us, let's talk about map number 3 as we will be getting into Hanamura for our assault map this evening. No Sympathy, able to edge that one out there at the very end. Deny the retake coming through. Big plays on the side of the defense there for No Sympathy. We do got one sub coming in, as we have Alucard coming in for Asuna. There in the DPS role for Gillettes. So this will be our third different rotation, as now we're getting XQC and Alucard will be on the battlefield here in the DPS role for them. And without further ado, let us head to Hanamura. It's been fun seeing some Echo today, I must admit. I enjoy watching the new character. So fun. So fun to watch. We'll take a quick glance here at our hero pool, just as a reminder.
Initiating match. Ready for battle.
Just a quick look at our hero pool there. Just a reminder, you won't see any Mercy McCree, Widowmaker, or Wrecking Ball. As we head into Hanamura, we will get Crackers starting us off on the defense in the blue jerseys. Looks like they're bringing us a little double shield here, with Bry going back over to the Ana. Found great success with that support hero. No surprise to see that trend continue. They're going to be bringing us a little Mei and some Echo here to put the hurt down on the side of the defense. On the side of the offense, looks like Gillette's bringing us the Reinhardt Sigma once again. Well, I say that. It was No Sympathy who brought out the Sigma the first time. So I guess Cosmic trying his hand here at our floating tank. They're bringing us the Reaper and the Soldier. Put the hurt down. As they path right in, head into the small room. Alucard decides to push out, going on a little bit of a lone wolf adventure to see if he can pick off a support. No such luck, as he gets taken down, trying to escape back into the rest of his team. Gillette's already a man down, trying to push in. They're going to make their way up to the high ground, see if they can get through without suffering any more losses here in the back. We did get Jaeger throwing a wall up, but Gillette's able to stay on the right side of it. So far, maintaining their 5-man crew here. As Alucard has teleported back onto the objective, he's going to come in through the back window, try to drop back down on those supports. Looking to put pressure down on Bry on the Ana, who does get the nano boost off onto Chicken. Chicken's going in, swinging on the front line on the other side, and he is winning that duel. A little help from his Ana friend. The nano boost serving him very well. And the defense of No Sympathy. Well, they're going to take the first fight here on Hanamura. Now, Gillette's are coming back in with an Earth Shatter. Fairly close to a tactical visor as well. On the other side of things, looking at an Earth Shatter here for the defense of No Sympathy. Coming up on a Duplicate as well as that Blizzard. So this could get very troublesome here for the attacking team, especially if Trzynka goes in without the assistance of the rest of his squad. And he immediately gets deleted, running into double shield by himself. And Gillette's looking a little bit stagnated here. Not pushing in all on the same page. That's going to dwindle the clock down to 2 minutes, and we've only had one real solid attack out of Gillettes. Strazinka did use his Earth Shatter during that time. And here comes the Tack Visor now as they come in for attempt number 3. The Lucio low. Lucio goes down. Jump falls as well. Nice Sleep Dart does take XQC out of his Tack Visor, and 3 kills come through on the other side, but 2 answer right back on the side of Gillette. So this is a 3v2 on the objective, if I did my math correctly. The May gets taken out, Bry gets taken out, and it will be Gillette's getting a point A capture here on Hanamura. No changes coming out on the side of the defense. We are going to get XQC going over to a May of his own. You can see Cracker's just sitting up here on top of stairs. Here comes the attacking team. Wall coming up, trying to split the Reinhardt from the rest of his team, and now he's just kind of stuck up against the ceiling here. Alucard going in deep. He's going to drop his Death Blast, but he gets slept out of it. What a great play from Bry, who throws the Nano Boost onto Camerooner as a dying wish before getting taken out by Bubble, and that was enough. Chicken able to find a pair of kills. Jup finding a pair of kills in this defense from No Sympathy, planting their feet. Jup using that duplicate to supplement Chicken, who had fallen during that engagement. In the end, No Sympathy will hold on here. Fight Gillette's off. Both tank ultimates will be online here for this next engagement for the defense. On the other side of things, just an Earth Shatter. Sound barrier not too far behind here for Gillette's. Alright, looks like Gillette's just pathing up for this high ground here. Alucard teleporting way into the back. He's going to sneak up behind him, see if he can once again try to hunt down some of these supports. Once again going for the Ana, and once again the sleep is there. What a beautiful job coming out of Bry on this Ana, shutting down the Reaper time and time again with those sleep darts. Chicken able to follow up with the charge, and now jumping down, throws the Earth Shatter down. Shield ready for it, though, and now Strazinka responds with one of his own. That's the better of the Earth Shatters. Big ante onto Gillette's here, but nevertheless, they come up with the goods. Cosmic finding several kills in that endeavor, and they're going to push on to the point, start making progress. First tick picked up as Chicken comes storming back onto the objective. The charge is there, but too much reinforcements. Awesome Boy able to follow up on the damage that Strazinka has done, and there's no more Reinhardts left standing for either team. Blizzard coming out on the side of the offense, but No Sympathy not quite on the point yet. Now No Sympathy throwing out a Blizzard of their own. Yega does get taken out, but it bought some time here for the rest of the team to get back on this objective. Reinhardt gets the Nano Boost, and Chicken once again swinging for the entire enemy team. He spots Alucard on the Reaper. He's going to try to put some damage down. Alucard forced to Wraith form out. Here comes the Gravitic Flux from the other side, combined with the Coalescence. Is this going to be enough for Gillette to get this point? So far, no kills coming through. In fact, it's Jump on the other side, finding the kills. Now, Alucard does eventually take down Chicken. He's going to go ahead and drop the Tornado, but gets stunned right out of it. Rock comes in. Oh, and that was a duplicated Rock. I was like, wait a minute, where did that accretion come from? It was Jump who had duplicated into the Sigma, and then throws the accretion in to knock Alucard out of his Death Blossom. Alucard not happy about it. Comes up with 2 kills just using his raw shotguns. And Gillette's still holding on strong here. This has been one heck of a drawn-out fight. Awesome Boy comes back in, gets himself a kill onto the Lucio, but Gillette's end up cleaning house in the end, and they will get that second point on the board with 65 seconds on the clock.
My will. Score 0-2. Switching sides. Initiating match.
All right. Now it's No Sympathy's turn. Take to the offense. See if they can match the time Gillette's has put up. That was a fantastic job. I think where any lesser team might have backed out, Gillette's able to stay in the fight and stay in it handedly with some good focus fire not allow the respawn advantage to overwhelm them. And despite the fact that they didn't get a whole lot of value out of their ultimates, they're able to win it in the mid-fight. Alucard coming up big on that Reaper. Now Gillette's taken to the defense here. Alucard going to the Torb. XQC sticking with the Echo. On the side of the offense.
5, 4,
Looks like no sympathy. You're going to the Symmetra Maze strategy here.
defend objective A. Stay close to me and I
They path around far right side by Van. Teleport directly onto the objective. Does everybody make it through? It does look like indeed all 6 of No Sympathy made it through. And now they're going to just clash over this objective. Positional advantage here to No Sympathy, but XQC comes up with first kill. He's going to take Jump out, and that's going to deny a lot of the pressure on this objective. Jump taking the skies, trying to see if he can burn down some of the supports here. Meanwhile, the shield war just up close and personal. Trzynka already 97% to shatter. Chicken already with one of his own online and ready to go. Both Reinhardts choosing to try to focus down the supports on the other side, but now we're getting the Coalescence coming out on the side of the offense. As No Sympathy able to find a couple kills. Jump getting a pair of kills at the end of it. And they will get this first point flipped over in quite a lot of time left in the bank here. We'll have just shy of 6 minutes here for No Sympathy to do something on point B.
new defense point. Objective B.
Now, it looks like No Sympathy is going to take the low road here, path around by the low right Mega, and just try to sneak up onto the point. They're going to use a halt to pull Cam off of the high ground, or pull Cosmic, excuse me. But now Blizzard coming out just to clear out some space. What Leg Day would call an Intimidation Blizzard right there. Oh, and the Hulk combined with the Earth Shatter made for easy pickings onto Alucard and Arm. And this is a good start here for No Sympathy. Sound Barrier used. Sound Barrier, Supercharger thrown out as well here from the Crackers as they're pushing onto the point. They do lose Chicken, but part of the benefit of this double main tank composition, double shield that is you still have an Orisa on point here to put pressure down. The Halt's in. The shot's good. And they are continuing to clean house. We'll see if they can beat the respawn advantage. We're going to get the Sound Barrier out on the side of the defense as they look to stall this thing for as long as possible. Trzynka and Alucard both back on the playing field, but XQC Bubble deleted as soon as they come out of spawn. Alucard doesn't last long. Here comes a Gravitic Flux on the side of the defense, though. Kind of a last-ditch effort to see if they can put some hurt down, whittle down the reinforcements. No such luck as Cosmic gets deleted as upon to returning back to Earth. He just floats back into death. XQC suffering a similar fate. Now Alucard coming out. Focus Fire is there. He gets immediately deleted. Blizzard used solely on Trzynka, as now we have 73% captured on the board. We had Arm out there trying to stall out, but he gets deleted as well. And a lightning fast time put up by No Sympathy. Holy cow, that was fast.
2 to 2. Switching sides. Initiating match.
And your #1 seed, undefeated Gillettes, suddenly in a position of playing catch-up here, as they have over a 3-minute deficit of the time put up here by No Sympathy.
Ready for battle.
So once again, No Sympathy going on the defense. 65 seconds to hold off Gillettes, give themselves a clear win condition to take the 2-1 lead.
Boosting up.
I mean, you look at that May Symmetra strat, and it just doesn't seem like it would have a whole lot of damage. But in the end, you know, you have the good focus fire, the Halt's coming through from Cosmic and or from Cameroona rather, and they're able to put up a great hold, or put up a great assault and hold for that matter. All right, Gillette's going back on the offense. bringing a May Symmetra strategy of their own here with the double shield. Doesn't look like they just muscled their way in. They just hoofed it up to the front door. As the defense of No Sympathy was already sitting on the objective, so they opted not to teleport directly onto the point. I'm not quite sure where that teleporter went. But they lost Trzinka early. They're forced to back up. Nice reset. Now they've got one more stab at this thing. Trzinka 82% towards his Earth Shatter. Okay, they do teleport over to the top of the objective and drop down to the front door. Anti-nade onto the May, but here comes the Earth Shatter from Trzinka. Looks like Crackers are back on their feet. Nano Boost going down onto Chicken. And he's going in, swinging onto the Orisa. Here comes the Sound Barrier for the side of No Sympathy as well, but they've lost two. They've lost Bri, they've lost Yega. They just have a Lucio here trying to hold things off. And now that Sound Barrier has faded. A small opportunity for Gillettes to take this point, and the kill comes through onto Chicken. Bubble showing up, and now it's a 2v2 here on the objective. The Blizzard coming out as the overtime wick is a burden, and a last-ditch effort from Gillettes. Well, it proves fruitful. And, wow, a completely devolved fight here on point A does eventually go in Gillette's favor. Alucard just barely able to build that Blizzard up in time. Good news here for No Sympathy is they did force those ultimates out, so the snowball potential not quite there. Defense sitting up on the high ground. Looks like Gillettes is just going to path through main. They're going to teleport onto the Sniper Roost above the objective. Photon Barrier out. Now they've got No Sympathy caught in this corner, and they're just swinging into the corner. No Sympathy trying to use the Supercharger to muscle their way out of that corner, but no such luck. They cannot survive. The hammer's coming down. Speaking of hammer down, there's the Earth Shatter. That's going to find Yega. He goes down before we're able to build up any more towards that Blizzard. Overtime wick is a burning, and Trzinka does drop. Earth Shatter coming out from the other side. That finds 4. And Chicken just charges through them. Finds 2 kills on the back of that. Bri picks up 1. Cam picks up 1. And I think No Sympathy will stave off this assault. 3 points is all Gillettes will find here on Hanamura.
Score 2-3. Switching sides. Initiating match.
4 minutes and 16 seconds for No Sympathy to get point A. They'll get that additional 30, and they just need 33% on point B. And they will take the 2-1 lead here on the undefeated Gillettes. Gillettes looks like they're bringing us some Reaper May here on the side of the defense. Cosmic sticking with the Sigma. For going the double shield. Well, for going the Orisa double shield. Still technically a double shield composition. Looks like they are indeed anticipating a Symmetra strat. As you can see, the bulk of the defense is sitting back here on the objective. Well, and their anticipations would be correct, as it does look like we're going to get Symmetra May coming out from No Sympathy here as they go on their final attack in extra innings. Coming out with the double main tank double shield. Teleporter up to the top right-hand side. But Gillette's ready for it. Now, Maywall dividing the attack from the offense. Or at least dividing the front line from the back is probably a more accurate way to phrase that. As we're going shield to shield here on the side of the objective. Cosmic, he finds first kill, taking down Awesome Boy, and that's going to eliminate a lot of the speed factor here and the ability for No Sympathy to close this gap. Good Hulk coming through, but the shielding is there. Fire Strike takes out Jump. Chicken falls as well. XQC with a nice wall. Denies the healing there onto the Reinhardt, and they're able to find that final blow. Good start for the defense here from Gillette's. Managed to build up a Coalescence and an Earth Shatter during that time. Comparatively, you're looking at just 48% on the board there for Chicken. Jup making the swap, coming off of the Symmetra, going over to the Echo here. And I think that's, if you're going to do it, that was the right time. Don't butt your head against the wall multiple times with the sim and then swap late where you don't have time to build up an ultimate. You still have 3 minutes to build up that Echo ult. That's a good play. Coalescence coming out from both sides. Earthshatter out from Trzinka, but I don't think it found much. Counter pin onto the point. And now you've got the Maywall splitting off the Reinhardt from the back end. Both Reinhardts go down. Halt coming through on the side of the offense as No Sympathy's looking to come in and put pressure down. Blizzard used. They get the kill on a Cosmic, but they lose Awesome Boy. Alucard drops. Bubble drops. And jump on this Echo. Just putting down all kinds of hurt. And they will eventually capture point A here. 3 points on the board for No Sympathy. They'll have roughly 2 minutes, 40 seconds to capture 33% of point B and take Hanamura.
Objective A captured. New defense point. Objective B.
All right. How are you going to choose to path in here, No Sympathy? You've got time to work with. You don't have to force it. Oh, no. They're just running right up the gut. Maywall comes up, but it just splits the opposing May. Healer's able to make it through. Now jump. Duplicating onto a Reinhardt as he goes onto the battlefield, but they've got to watch out for a Blizzard. Sound Barrier coming out on the side of the defense as well, so the Earthshatter not having a whole bunch of effect, but Alucard gets charged. He gets taken out before he can use his Death Blossom. Nevertheless, Trzinka finds kills, XQC getting into the mix as well. And Alucard, he'll save that Death Blossom for another day. No Sympathy holding on to their Supercharger and their Sound Barrier. Supercharger is involved in more team fight wins than any other ultimate, including Blizzard. Now, the only flaw I could see here is you got to get it in a safe spot. Supercharger can be destroyed, unlike a Blizzard. But with that said, if used properly, this could be an incredibly impactful ult, and it's going to come out immediately. No Sympathy positioning themselves towards this far left side where they can kind of help bunker up and defend the Supercharger as well as themselves. Graphitic Flux coming out on the side of the defense. May on point, just stolen for as long as possible, knowing only 33% is needed here for No Sympathy, and Chicken's clean in house. Chicken's got himself 2 kills already. They do lose Jump in the process, but there's Chicken's 3rd kill, and he is not done as he goes in looking for Trzinka. Tries to get the charge. Trzinka just sidesteps out of the way. Trzinka still just holding on to this point for as long as he can. Blizzard coming out on the side of No Sympathy. Here comes the Earthshatter as well. Soloed onto Cosmic. And it does look like No Sympathy are in a prime position here to take Hanamura. They still have to deal with the DPS, but DPS now officially dealt with. There goes the capture progress. There goes Hanamura. And No Sympathy taking a 2-1 lead here in our matchup. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back on Rialto. Y'all don't go anywhere. Welcome back, my friends, to the Console Overwatch Multi-Tier Tournament. We are here with a Tier 5 Clash of the Titans, and No Sympathy Crackers, your number 2 seed, are up 2-1 against the undefeated Gillettes as we head into Rialto for Map 4. But as Yega is pointing out in chat right now, Gillettes have been down before, and they've come back and won them. We'll see if they can pull a rabbit out of their hat here. We did get one swap coming in. Ripple is coming in for Yega here for No Sympathy Crackers in the DPS role. And that is going to be our only swap. No Sympathy looking to complete their upset here. And as we look at our standings, right now they're up 1. If they manage to win this map, they'll still be, I think, 2 maps behind. If I'm understanding my standings correctly here, they would both be 5-1. No Sympathy would still be in the number 2 slot, but with a -2 map differential to what Gillettes has. Well, that's just in wins, though. So if they win this one, they'll be -4 in map differential.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Nevertheless, you know, No Sympathy wants to complete this thing. They want to take this home. If they can't have a 0 in the loss column, nobody can. And they're taken to the Gillettes are taken to the defense here. See if they can send us to a map 5, bringing us the Hanzo Mei here on Rialto to start things off. Whoa, that was an interesting camera angle. Sorry about that. On the other side, No Sympathy bringing us the Echo Mei once again. Jup has been so good on this Echo today. It's been an absolute joy to watch. Matter of fact, let's go see what he's up to here in the skies. Kind of dueling with the Hanzo there in the back. So far, neither Jup nor XQC landing shots down on each other, but Jup continuing to put pressure down, and Gillette's forced back into courtyard. Alucard is going to drop, caught in a little bit of a bad position there. And Gillette's forced all the way back to bridge here. No Sympathy. They're going to take advantage of this opportunity, push up, see if they can clog up the point A choke here. Chicken and Trzinka just swinging on each other. Close range. Here comes the Maywall to try to prevent the heals. But Trzinka's awareness is there, and he just circles around it. But the Earth Shatter comes out. Early Shatter finds 2 Coalescence there on the other side. That's going to burn down Jumping Down before he can get the kill onto XQC. Maywall coming out on the side of the defense, and here comes the Nano Boost onto Chicken. He's going to go in swinging on the opposing Reinhardt. They're going to find Alucard. They're going to find Trzinka. And this should be just the opening. No Sympathy needs to push through and get that point on the board. They do indeed. A little extra time to boot. And a kill onto XQC just for a little bit of cherry on top. Cosmic with a little bit of an exit kill there, but Cameruner punishing him for it. As now No Sympathy have bought a lot of space. They are going to go ahead and retreat back to the objectives, get all 6 people on the cart, see if they can get it around the corner of death here in time before the defense shows back up. Does not look like they will, and we are going to get the clash here. Trzinka with Earth Shatter online. That's going to come out immediately. Finds nothing but the Shielded Chicken. Chicken responds with one of his own. Looks like it kind of got blocked by his own Maywall. Did not see any victims on that one. Sound barrier up on the side of the defense. Maywall is there as well. Alucard needs to be careful as he was in a little bit of dangerous territory. But Ice Block available, and he narrowly avoided the charge coming through from the other side. But the response from No Sympathy, too much. Chicken able to find the kill on Trzinka. Alucard does eventually drop once the safety of his Ice Block is no longer available. Now we're looking at No Sympathy with 5 ultimates online, 2 points on the board. These guys have all the momentum in the world. 2 TBS ults available on the other side. Can Gillettes take the wind out of the sails of No Sympathy here? They need to do it quickly. They have managed to build up 4 of their own. Graviton Surge comes out. Dragon's thrown over to the mix as well, and that will yield fantastic results. 2 kills coming through. Alucard there to freeze up the Ana. Get the final blow onto Bry. And Gillette indeed does shut down that attack. Only a couple ultimates used, though, on the side of No Sympathy. Great ult rotation. They're able to hold on to the Blizzard as well as Graviton Surge and a Nano Boost. But Gillette's no slouches in that department either. They hold on to a couple of ultimates of their own. So it could be a cold, cold day here on Rialto here in this next fight. We are going to get No Sympathy starting off with the first Blizzard with Earth Shatter out from the other side. Trzinka gets frozen up, though, and despite being nano boosted, he's unable to really follow up on the fantastic Shatter. Does eventually get 1 kill on board. And wow, way to overcome there, No Sympathy. They get shattered, they get frozen, but Bry there with a fantastic nano boost, and Chicken emerges victorious after all is said and done. And now with just under 4 minutes on the clock, they can see the back of Cathedral, and they still have a couple of tank ults to work with here, and nothing on the side of the defense. Graviton Surge coming out to start things off for No Sympathy as they look to push this final attack. 3 kills coming through on the back of that. Alucard trying to be the difference maker, but he gets shattered, he gets deleted. He cannot survive as all 6 members of No Sympathy just turn their attention onto the Edgelord. Now, No Sympathy have spent their entire bank of ultimates, but they are so close and they are in control. They just need to focus fire down the respawns as they come out of point. But they have to deal with this Coalescence coming out on the side of the defense. Alucard drops, Arm drops. And no Sympathy here, doing a good job, but as I say that, the bubble's there to keep Trzynka alive, and now a sound barrier to boot. So the defense in a prime position to stabilize here. Bubble's going to pick off Ripple. And there's just an all-out brawl here on the objective. The defense is going to go and throw out a Graviton Surge, but the Nano Boost on a Chicken will keep him alive through all of that, and they cannot find the kills here for no Sympathy. Alucard does find one, and they do still have to deal with this Reaper if no Sympathy wants to find that third point. So far, Gillette's doing a good job of buying a lot of time off the clock. Jump transforms into the Baptiste. He does throw an extra Immortality Field onto the playing field here. Now the Earthshatter coming out on the side of the defense. That's going to find Cam. Cam gets demeched and deleted. And after all is said and done, holy cow, I don't believe it, Gillette's will send no Sympathy packing here. And Cracked Crackers heading back to the drawing board. What a drawn-out fight. My goodness, I didn't think Gillette's had it in them. But they pull themselves up by their bootstraps. The tank line holding on. And that swap from Arm onto the Baptiste gives them that Immortality Field, buying them just enough time to sustain. Now no Sympathy coming back with a Blizzard of their own. Not much else to speak of. Death Blossom online for the defense. We'll see who strikes first. Blizzard goes out. Nothing to really defend against it. Alucard throws his Death Blossom into the back line. That finds two. XQC picks up a kill of his own, and there's nobody left to follow up on that Blizzard as Alucard just laid waste to the back line. No Sympathy there. To valuing that Blizzard altogether. And no Sympathy. You're just going to have to take another stab at this thing. Now with just a $1.25 left on the clock, they'll have the Nano Boost as well as an Earthshatter online coming back into this thing. Amplification Matrix ready to go for the defense. They'll have Sound Barrier, Graviton Surge, as well as Attack Visor not too far behind. Nano Boost comes out onto Chicken to start things off. 92 to his Shatter. Can he get the rest of it done while this Nano Boost is still active? He's running it into an Ant Matrix, and he's forced to back out. Cannot risk running into all that damage, and the Nano Boost falls by the wayside. Does manage to get that Shatter online. He's going to go ahead and throw it out, but it finds nothing but the shield of Trzynka. Now the Graviton Surge in response, and that is going to find a ton of value as the kills come through. Alucard able to light up that feed. He does end up getting frozen in the end, but Arm there to take care of the May. Fantastic teamwork coming through from Gillettes. And despite being massively down in the ult economy, they've managed to claw their way back into this thing, and now it is no Sympathy. All the pressure is on them here to push this thing in. One last shot to find this third point. They'll have Graviton Surge to work with. Blizzard coming up online as well, but XQC throws down the early Attack Visor, picks off Jump. He's not able to build up any more towards that duplicate. He's going to find Awesome Boy as well, who is 89% to Sound Barrier, and that is going to shut down this assault before it ever began. Gillette's planting their feet and not allowing anyone to pass here on the back end of Rialto. Cordo coming through with 20 bits. Thank you, my friend. I really appreciate the support. Well, Gillettes plant their feet and plant their feet firm. They're on point, see, not allowing entrance into the cathedral whatsoever.
Ready for battle.
And now they've given themselves an opportunity to send us to Busan. And man, nothing would make me happier. Not because I'm particularly rooting for one team or the other. I just love me some map 5s. Always exciting. This match has been absolutely epic. Really showing off the best that console Overwatch has to offer here. Both teams putting best foot forward, showing us what they're made of. And now, Gillette's taken to the attack. Gillette's, what does an undefeated team in Tier 5 look like? Show us what you got. Let's make a match out of this thing. More full holds on Rialto than any other map. Can Gillettes overcome the deficit here? Oh, jump! Backs into the water, trying to avoid the damage coming out of Alucard. I think Alucard would have finished him off if he hadn't have done so. Either way, it's a good advantage to start things off for Gillettes. As you can see, No Sympathy is running for their lives back through the point A choke here. And Gillettes clear sailing through courtyard. Are we going to get a retake? Of course, the high mobility on Jump with that Echo definitely allows him to get back into the battle with a quickness. And we are indeed going to get a contest here on the back of point A. Not much ults to speak of. We'll be looking for that nano boost onto Chicken here on the side of the defense. Trzezinka 95 to shatter, though. This could be a big difference maker. Here comes the nano boost, indeed, on to Chicken. Earthshatter on the ready. Here comes the Earthshatter. Earthshatter finds 5, but Trzezinka gets charged by the nano boost in Reinhardt, and the follow-up not there to the fantastic Earthshatter. Jump able to get himself a kill onto the Lucio. Looking for more as Alucard throws himself into the drink, and Gillettes are going back to spawn to see if they can take another stab at this thing.
System health compromised.
Bright with the pinpoint nano boost. I mean, just absolute perfect timing coming out. Able to enable his Reinhardt to get some work done. And his team survives the big shatter coming through from the other side. Now we're going to get an amplification matrix coming out from Gillettes as they look to push some hurt down. Can't help but feel Trzezinka just taking a step back, throwing a fire strike through that thing. It could have been absolutely devastating, but he does need to go up, claim some space here on the point. Meanwhile, Jump is going to duplicate into the Baptiste. I'll allow another immortality, or at least allow an immortality field for his team as Chicken gets his second nano boost of the defense. Throws an Earthshatter down, but the Sound Barrier there on the other side. Nevertheless, Sound Barrier can't protect you from that big charge, and Chicken is going to take XQC out of the fight. Now he's got to worry about Alucard, who's quickly approaching him with those shotguns at the ready, but no, Cameroon right there to keep his main tank alive. Back up his Reinhardt as any good flex tank will do. Camerooner, one of the best in that role. And No Sympathy, man, putting up a big hold here. Just over 80 seconds on the clock. Gillettes do have Graviton Surge as well as a Death Blossom here to make something happen on the back end of this point. XQC making the swap over to the Echo. You can see him kind of flying around to the back. In fact, there's a little bit of air duel going on above the objective here. Here comes the Graviton Surge. Here comes the Death Blossom. Sound Barrier is there, but it is not enough to keep Chicken alive. The rest of the team whittled down super low despite the Sound Barrier coming out, but Supercharger returning in effect. Trzezinka is going to throw down the Earthshatter, trying to devalue that Supercharger a bit, and the Nano Boost is coming out onto Cam. Cam is a lone tank here on the point. Can he sustain for his team? Can he keep Gillettes at bay? They have less than a meter and a half to go to get this point on the board as the kills are getting traded back and forth. Jump with the final blow onto Trzezinka, and that is going to be the nail in the coffin here for this attack. One last chance for Gillettes to make something happen here on Rialto. Can No Sympathy pull the seemingly impossible out of thin air and finish this fantastic hold? What was an easy breezy start here for Gillette's attack on Rialto has turned into a desperate situation, as they have no ultimates currently online. XQC coming up on his duplicate, as he's going to path across the top, put that extra bit of damage down, turn into one to the tanks. Who does he pick? He chooses the Orisa. I would have gone for the Reinhardt personally, but we'll see if he can get it done. Nice halt into the mix, and we're going to get the Ice Wall out there to deny the value onto that. Supercharger does come out. Alucard able to take advantage, push in, and get himself a kill, but he gets select, not building up any more towards that big ultimate. Jump now duplicating into a Reinhardt, but gets chased out by the duplicated Orisa. Battle of the faux tanks here, and in the end, Gillettes do get the point on the board. Jump is going to throw a last-minute Earthshatter into the mix, but I think that was all bark and no bite, as Gillettes do eventually push this objective across the bridge and start their long trek to the corner of death. No Sympathy waiting in the wings here for him. Tank line is going to go ahead and drop down. You have both tank ults, both support ults online here for the defense. In fact, Blizzard there as well, so a big ult advantage here for the defense. Gillettes needs to try to bait out a bunch of these ultimates. At the very least, lose with them using as many as possible. Earthshatter's coming out. The Nano Boost was there as well. Supercharger thrown into the mix. So, as expected, No Sympathy does win that fight, but Gillette's not investing anything, and they do indeed a good job of pulling those ultimates out of the defense. So now just Sound Barrier and Blizzard available here for No Sympathy. Gillette's coming back with both tank ultimates. They'll have a Sound Barrier of their own coming up on a Death Blossom not too far behind. Alucard moving up to the top, taking a duel with the Lucio to start things off. Meanwhile, back on the front line. Going shield to shield here. Graviton Surge coming out on the side of the offense, but the Sound Barrier is there. Awesome Boy right there to keep his team alive. But the subsequent Earthshatter coming out from Trezika, and Alucard throws the Death Blossom into the back. That is going to do it. The onslaught of ultimates, too much for No Sympathy to handle. And Gillette's, they will glide around the corner of death, but they had to fight tooth and nail for it and spend a lot of ultimates along the way. Now, it does look like No Sympathy will have a slight ult advantage coming into the back of point B. Oh, Alucard taking the duel up there with Jup. Jup decides to drop down, lands right into a Fire Strike. No Sympathy trying to come out and recontest. XQC go ahead and builds towards that duplicate. I'm not even sure he's going to need it. Camaruna gets burned down. Nano Boost comes out onto Chicken. But now we're getting the dupe onto XQC as he picks that Reinhardt, and it's going to be the Crusader battle here on the objective. That dupe will be enough, perhaps, to run off the defense, although they are striking back. Awesome Boy manages to pick up a kill. Ripple finding some success as well as the defense starts to return to this thing, and the time is dwindling down. It's looking like there's more red jerseys than blue here on this objective. Jump is duplicated into the Lucio, and is going to get off an extra Sound Barrier for that team. What a big play! This is turning into a massive big brain stall coming out from the defense. They're going to pick off Trezika. They're going to pick off Arm. And barring a miracle, I think No Sympathy might have actually done it. Jump is going to get the kill onto Cosmic. And now it is left up to Ripple. Ripple can't survive. And the defense holds on. No Sympathy takes Rialto, and they take this match 3-1. I don't believe it. The undefeated Gillettes, well, not looking so indomitable now, as both teams will sit 6-1 in the standings. Gillette's do maintain their #1 seed, but only by a couple map wins. My goodness, friends, what a match! What a match! Let me get the score updated here for you. An unbelievable turn of events, as despite the fact that Gillette's put up a fantastic start on that map, they had all the time in the world. They get stalled out at the back of point A thanks to some excellent play coming out of No Sympathy. Big stall, big stall. Big props to Cameroon there on the Orisa, able to help stall things out even when their main tank, when Reinhardt was not there. Cameroon are able to maintain that positioning. But I think your player of the match is going to Bry. Bry on this Ana was a massive difference maker here today. The Nano Boost just absolutely picturesque, right where they needed to be, right when they needed to be there. Sleep darts were shutting down the Reaper there on the first couple maps in particular. We saw some huge sleep darts, taking the Reaper out of Death Blossom, denying that flank, keeping him and his Lucio in the battle. That was just an absolutely outstanding performance from Bry on this Ana, and he is your player of the match, at least according to my eye test. You may disagree with me. I'm open to hear who your MVP was. You let me know in chat. But that is it. There are no more undefeated teams left in Tier 5. No Sympathy Crackers walk away with the W here today, 3-1 over the Gillettes. And that is going to conclude our broadcast. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate the support. It's awesome seeing all your friendly faces there in chat. And we broke 1,300 followers here on this stream, so big shout out to the entire community. Much love, my friends. I couldn't do it without y'all. I would be just some lonely gamer talking to himself in his game room here if it weren't for all of you awesome people hanging out with me and making this a community. and not just a collection of random gamers. It is truly a community, and I am just absolutely proud to be a part of it. Privileged to get to do this and cast these matches for you, bring you some awesome Overwatch action. And man, was today absolutely awesome. But I'm going to call it a night, my friends. Happy Mother's Day. Be sure to call your moms. Call a friend's mom. Call anybody you know is a mom. Because talk about a difficult job. That is probably the hardest in the world. Big props to all of the strong female figures out there. To all of the moms out there. Thank you so much for everything you do. And for supporting us crazy, crazy kids as we try to follow our dreams. Well, let's wash our hands, flatline this virus. And as always, look out for each other in game and out. I will see you next time, friends. Have a great week.